Hello and welcome back to another video tutorial here at Geekatplay Studios. My name is Gary Miller and I've got a fun little view tutorial for you. Um, Oftentimes when I create a scene, as in this example, I've got a basic foreground, nothing earth-shattering. I got the view carex plant that I used and the primrose. Behind that I got a plane. I just grabbed a plane up here and planted trees on it. Behind I've got some mountains to add to some depth of field, and I've got a focal point here. I got this church that is our focal point, and the scene looks nice, but what I want to do is I want to add a tree here in the foreground that will add a border to my image, or essentially frame off my image and present the picture in a more appreciable manner. And so I've gone ahead and grabbed just the standard maple tree that comes with view, and I've put it right in here, right up here in the foreground where I want it, as though the viewer in this image is standing in the shade of the tree, or emerging out of a large group of trees coming into this clearing where they see this church. So I've positioned the tree where I want, and let's render it and see what we've got. Okay, so here's our rendered image, and I like the placement of the tree. It adds a nice border to the left side of my image. Unfortunately, because of the nature in which view trees are constructed, the appearance of it does more harm to my image than it does good. View trees place their leaves on planes, and you can see these planes of leaves coming out here, and it just doesn't look real. The leaves look good, the tree I guess looks okay, but up close you see these planes, and it looks horrible. And so there's got to be a better way to go about shaping the tree, or at least presenting the tree in the image so that it doesn't do damage to your image. Well, I guess you could go up here to the tree editor and try playing around with the fall off, the gnarl, the droop, and the angle, and maybe, just maybe, you'll come across something that looks good. Unfortunately, it will all be trial and error, but I've come up with a better way to, in a very simple way, to go about orienting the tree in your scene so that those planes of leaves are not so noticeable. And this is my camera right here, and I'm looking this direction. So I have found that by selecting the tree, rotating it about 90 degrees, it doesn't have to be exact, rotate it 90 degrees and then bring it towards your camera. So this is the orientation. Let me zoom in on that. This is the orientation of the tree. This is the base of the tree, and we're looking at the tree in this direction. So now the planes of leaves are not going to be noticeable. If we were to render this view, you would notice the planes. If we were to render this view, you would notice the planes. But we're rendering this view and we're looking at it from underneath, and you won't notice those planes of leaves that do horrible things to your image. So I'm going to pause it right here, render it, and let's see what we've got. Okay, so here's our finished render, and this is our tree that's been repositioned, and as you notice, it looks like a nice densely leafed tree, and you don't see those planes, or if you do, they aren't nearly as noticeable as they were in the previous orientation of it. and it actually does more justice to the scene than our previous render. So that's all I've got for you today. It's a fun little way to position your trees and bring out the most of your hard work when you're composing a scene here in Vue. So thanks for watching here at Geekatplay Studios. My name's Gary Miller. Have a good day.